When you go into feed, all you want to do is just go. Throw it all in, you have to tell them one at a time.
Yeah, I think 50-minute research is being conducted on the California sea lion.
That is an excellent question. As you probably know, last year we had a what's called an unusual mortality event. We had over 350 sea lions that were stranded on our coastline in Orange County last year. And so one thing we've done is we've done some satellite tagging to see where these animals go. And we're also starting a program called Citizens for Science, which is a brand new program that we actually have people that are out there on the water that have really nice long lenses with all those nice cameras you have out there now. People can get close enough where they're not bothering the animal, but can also see the little orange tags that we put on the animals. And we're tracking where those animals are going, if they're going to the islands. Satellite tags are great. We've done I think 5 satellite tags last year, and we got to actually see where those animals went. One in Mexico and all the way down to Mexico. We've had animals go all the way to San Francisco, and this will help us know where the animals are going to feed. Also, when we do the Citizens for Science project, we look at the animals and look at what do they look like. Do they look like they're healthy? Do they look like they're skinny? Where are they located compared to where we release them? So all that stuff comes back to us, and we can figure out if what we're doing is actually working and how the population's going.
Thank you. And how do humans themselves benefit necessarily from this? How are they connected to us?
One of the best things is if a lot of species out there, like especially California sea lions, if something's going on with them, that's kind of like a litmus paper of, hey, maybe there's something going on wrong out there in the ocean. Like last year when all these sea lions died, we want to find out, well, what happened to them? Why were they dying? Why were they coming up skinny? What we found out was that the bait fish, the sardines and herring, went further offshore for some reason. Now, was that because of us? Was it because of some kind of global temperature change? Was it because of pollution? We've had what's called domoic acid poisoning, which is determined that it's probably from runoff from our fertilizers and from our farming and from all the houses that have fertilizer in their yard. That's gone to the ocean, and then that balloons algae, which the algae likes it, but some of the algae is also very toxic to animals.
Right.
So we learn stuff like that by what is happening to these sea lions.
Okay. And what are the results? I guess because of the human interactions with the California sea lion, does that mean more of them basically die off, or
there's a lot of human interaction. Some of it is intentional, some of it is not intentional. The intentional part is there are people out there who don't like California sea lions. They consider them a nuisance, and so they will purposely injure them by shooting them or throwing seal bombs at them. Then there's accidental stuff where somebody goes to catch a fish and accidentally the sea lions are very opportunistic feeders. Sometimes they mistake the lures and the fish on the hooks with fish they would eat. And also, of course, the main thing is trash. We get all kinds of stuff wrapped around necks of animals, packing straps. Our biggest offender is the big nets we use out there, the gill nets. We've got quite a few gill net injuries the last couple of years, a lot more than normal. So we're trying to find out where this line's coming from, and there's legislation out there that's going to restrict hopefully restrict the netting that goes on off the California coastline.
Okay. Is the California sea lion in risk of becoming endangered?
Not right now. In the past, elephant seals and California sea lions were hunted for their fur and for cooking oil. The elephant seals were almost completely wiped out. They were a lot easier to catch, and they had a lot more blubber, so they were more sought after. The California sea lion population has come back very well, but it's something that we can't really just say, hey, now they're fine, now we can not worry about them anymore. One of the main reasons we do what we do is we're humanitarian, really. If you see a starving dog on the side of the road, you help it, So it's same with us, And a lot of the stuff that happens out there is caused by us, either directly or indirectly. So we kind of think it's our way of giving back, by helping these animals and giving them a second chance at life. Come on in. This is our barn. This is Otter Pop here. He's our veteran. He's been here longer than anybody else. He's doing really, really well. He had a little upset stomach this week, but he's doing really well. Right now, we're all usually born in June. It takes the sea lions about 6 months to get rambunctious enough to get lost. Remember, these guys were born all the way on the Channel Islands.
Sure.
So They get really cocky one day and they decide to swim around, and then all of a sudden a big winter storm hits. The one in the water is Buddy, and he growls at you when you walk by him. And then the one over here is Squirrel. Squirrel's looking up at the buckets right now, you can see. They learn pretty quickly what they have when we do our necropsies with animals. We have to either put them down or if they don't. This is our doc, Dr. Richard Evans. And so that's what he does. He does the necropsies in here if we an animal passes away, and then he determines why the animal died. And a lot of times you think you might know what it is, but when you go inside and look at it, you find the real reason 99% of the time. These are our heated, nice, beautiful heated nurseries. Our sick units. Let me turn the light on real quick. This is our newest little guy. This is Indy. Indy came in today. Charger and Tris, and they were both rescued this last week too. So these are our 3 newest guys. When their new guys come in, they come in here. They get tube fed. We don't start feeding fish for a while because we know these guys haven't eaten in a while, and you have to kind of kickstart your system. And of course, besides doing this, we also educate over 5,000 children a year about being ocean stewards, taking care of the ocean, teach about pollution and how they can help out, how to pick stuff out of the grocery store that's not going to create as much trash.
Moving animals in the hall.
Because thanks. To us, that's the most important part, is not to get the trash out there in the first place. We don't want to have to disentangle these guys all the time. If we stop doing that, then hopefully our job will become easier.
Yeah.